Hello everyone and welcome back to another jam-packed episode of Hermitcraft. Oh yeah, that's right, jam-packed. We're going to be getting up to a lot in this episode. I have a big old list of things to do and we are starting off over here in Tower Bay where we're going to be constructing another tower, but not on this side over here. We're going to be heading over to the light side. I love the dark and light dynamic of this area, it is terrific. And of course, Python is back on the server and working on this project. We met up with him in a previous episode and we have an agreement to work on one of these towers, which is what we're going to be doing today. And to my astonishment, as I came over here full of materials, ready to do the grind and put together the build, Python has actually already prepped all of the materials. So there is a pink skyscraper over on this side. This is the one that we're going to be building. And he's literally included everything that's needed for construction. The same goes over on this side as well for the lime skyscraper. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Python. However, you might not be thanking me in a moment because I got something a little bit naughty up my sleeve. Let's get some music going. Let's jump into a time lapse. It is no joke, your eyes do not deceive you. The question is, will Python like this or not? I have spent way too long thinking about that pun whilst building this tower of ridiculousness. That's right, we built it all out of nether quartz ore. Why would I do such a thing? I've just had a spontaneous moment of pranking madness going on here. You see, my plan was to come over here and build a tower out of nether quartz ore. We actually had a shulker box worth of this stuff because we brought a load from 2-dimensional, and it reminded me of how what we used to do when we gathered loads of nether quartz ore was we'd build a big tower and kind of time-lapse taking it apart with a fortune pick and see how much quartz and XP and whatnot we get from it. And then I thought, well, we're building a tower, right? So I come over here and I find out that all the materials are already prepped and I don't get to build my nether quartz ore tower. So I've built this for Python. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to like it or not.
Ah,
hey!
Lovely.
Oh, look who it is! I found you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. What is this beautiful, mysterious place right here?
Well, this is my Lake of Life. I decided to start up a little medieval settlement here next to Concorp, you know.
Ooh, yeah, it used to be a lake of nothingness, didn't it? It was just an empty space.
An empty space with a green elytra flying ring, which looks like a bubble wand.
It's still there now. It feels like it's like the central piece, you know, the monument.
Yeah, exactly. I just built it around it.
That's so cool. Dude, I need you to follow me. Do you have wings? Do you have rockets?
I certainly do.
Awesome. I have built the next tower in Tower Bay, and I am not sure if you're going to like it or not.
Ooh, it's slowly coming into fit. What? Oh my gosh. He actually went and did it.
Yeah.
You madman. Oh my gosh.
Like I said, I wasn't sure if you would like it or not.
Oh man, I love it.
It's so good,
I
right?
absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. Dude, how much quartz did you buy from the shops?
Oh man, I used
What
a
the heck?
full shulker box and more. I think I used
Oh
a
my
full
word.
shulker box and a few extra stacks worth. It was crazy.
Hey man, you've even got the pink windows in there. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I came over here and I saw that you prepared all the materials, and I was like, well, that's not good enough. I can't just come in here and
Yeah.
build this thing straight away. Oh.
Oh my goodness me. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it.
And you're not allowed to change it.
Oh, heck yeah. Does that mean I need to get myself a full shulker box of quartz ore? I don't want to dig any more quartz ore, man.
That's
I've
my
done enough
plan
of
all
that.
along. I knew you had to mirror it on the other side, so now you got to go back in the nether. No trading with villagers for you. No trading.
Oh,
Ow, you got
no.
thorns. Oh, jeez. You hurt me. So as silly as this is, there is some design work in place. You see, there are variations between the different designs, the size of the windows, the ledges, where are the quartz, where are the colour blocks. I've kind of considered that when building this out of nether quartz. We will, of course, be coming over here to tear it down at some point in the future, and I'm going to do it right now. Kind of want to leave it here for a little while, right? Let it linger, because it's absolutely hilarious. Anyways, it is time to move on, and I'm thinking a quick diamond check is in order. Actually, speaking of which, down here, we have to check for diamonds because of the Totem of Undying shop, which has not been popular. Also, we've got a new neighbour in Python again, in association with Concorp, building a little lantern, selling lots of different light sources in here. Very cool. But inside of the Totem shop, not a single sale. Very sad. This is a failed business venture if I've ever seen one. Well, the turtle shop is wrangling in diamonds as always. We've got one for the eggs over here. And this chest, completely sold out. 21 diamonds, not bad. Definitely need to restock that though. And the wool shop, despite being literally free elsewhere on the server, has made us another 39 diamonds. That's just crazy. Crazy business. Apparently, there might just be a new shop in this area that probably sells tridents of all things. It's actually a really cool entrance right here. The way out is, yeah, over the back. That kind of makes sense. Aha, 15 per trident. I was just thinking, they had some pretty good enchantments. I think 15 diamonds is probably a good price. Anyway, the emerald store, you're going to love this. We are pretty much sold out over here. Oh my goodness me. Wow, down to 4 stacks left. This is unbelievable. We just made some serious moolah over here. 2 and over a half stacks of diamonds. Oh, this is incredible. What a business venture. So 231 additional diamonds. That brings our total for the season up to 2,117. While we're here in our nether tunnels, I wanted to show you something. It's now behind me. The cactus was only on one side of the road, right? That's so you could zip by if you're leaning into the glass on the other side. And then over here, we've got cactus junctions at the end as well. I've installed these so that the hermits can have their boats automatically dismounted for them. The only thing is, when you exit, it gives you a boat, which is kind of what you want when you go in. So we're leaving this chest over here for now, and maybe I'll find a solution to that. And there's also one down the end here as well. Same problem, you get the boat as you leave, but that's fine. Anyway, this leads us to the portal for Hermitland, which I want to go to because I've received a cryptic message from Grian. Apparently we should be looking for something above the minigames in the sky. Guess what? It didn't take me long to find. That's it up there. A blimp, that's got to be it. Something up in the sky above all the minigames. Whew, this thing is big. I like it. I'm loving the details on this. Wow. Okay, it looks like the entrance is right there. Oh, kaplat. What is this we're looking at? Example deals not for sale? Example deals at Sahara now? Wait a minute. This is an advertisement. We're in the Sahara Blimp. Specifically, the Sahara Now Blimp, where we can buy a membership. This sounds kind of like a good deal. 5 diamonds for all of that quartz. Really good. 4 diamonds for all of these things. The price is basically written up the top here. 8 for my dark GUI makes it a little bit difficult to read. I didn't notice it at first. Those are some really good prices. Thing is, you got to buy a membership and 100 diamonds. That, my friends, is a lot of diamonds, but we just happen to have a lot. So I think we might as well go for this. So here we have a static salesman telling us all the ins and outs of the Sahara Now deal. We get access to basically a new area of the shop where we get to cycle through random shulker boxes. And we also get to keep the shulker box, which seems like a good idea if you ask me. So I am ready to invest. However, I've been thinking about this. This is an investment. It now means that I am invested in Sahara and shopping there because I've just given away 100 diamonds and all I got was this flower, right? So in order to make this worthwhile, I now need to shop there quite often to get the bargains, which means I'm going to give them even more diamonds. It's a pretty clever business strategy, and if it'll be worth it or not in the long run, we will have to wait and see. But I guess now we should head all the way over to the regular Hermitcraft island. Of course, this is where Sahara is located, and also the now extension of Sahara. And I believe this is it right here. Sahara Now keycard reader. Let's chuck that in there, press the button. I guess it gets spat back to me, right? Or do I take it out myself? This door stays open. Awesome. There is this fancy lobby area. Ooh, some aquatics going on over here with the logo in the background. And then we have Sahara Now. Let's have a look. So there is a limited amount of deals, and the idea is that you check back regularly to find new ones. So you can purchase the current one, or you can cycle to see what the next offer is. That is absolute garbage to me at 10 diamonds, because these things are pretty much free. We have the Guardian farm, of course, so let's see what other offers are available. I could do with an extra beacon. I think you got me there. I'm going to take that one. Okay, we put the diamonds on the right, and we take our shulker box on the left, and we get a shulker box with it. That's fantastic. What's this one? Ooh, I don't really need any of this sort of stuff, but I still think that's a pretty good deal right there. Another offer. Let's check it out. I don't have a stash of blaze rods. I'm going to take that. I'm definitely going to take that since I don't have a stash. I know there's a farm, but I don't have the time to farm it all. Oh no, look, it's this deal again. Now it could be randomized or it could be perfectly cycled. I think we've probably seen all it has to offer, right? Oh, did I press the button too fast? Let's press it again. Please fix. Yeah, that's it basically. They're all the deals, but I'm happy with the ones that we brought. So there were 4 on offer and we brought 2 of them. So we made 200 diamonds or so, then we spent 120 diamonds. It's been a transactional day, that's for sure. And now I'm gently drifting over towards our pirate castle. And I'm doing that deliberately because progress has been made during my live streams, so periodically I'm going to give you an update. As you can see, we are starting to transform the land around the outside over here. This is, of course, in tune with what we've done over on the other side, and I think eventually you'll see most of the grass below me right here will end up being sand, because it is a pirate island, and sand is very piratey. Now, landing here on the inside and going into whatever this area is called, we've been doing work down here that is absolutely gorgeous. It is all about the details, so I encourage you to pause the video at various points and have a look at all the details, because I'm not really going to get too into it here, but down in this place we have a marketplace, and then up here we're going to have a path that leads around to the other part of this area. And so down here we're going to create a shopping area. We have like a forge going on over here. You can see this pillager is using some lava. This is probably where various metals get smithed and whatnot. And right next door we have those metals being forged into tools. We've got weapons hanging from the ceiling. This guy's working on his workbench, and there's all sorts of little details going on over here. It's absolutely fantastic. And behind me, my favourite of what we've built so far is a bakery. Look at the build palette in here. It is gorgeous. We've got things lying around on the table. We've got all sorts of details everywhere, and some pillagers at work cooking up some food. Oh man, we had an absolute blast making this. But that's all that I can comment on for that project for now. I'll continue to live stream and work over there, and you know, there'll be some more updates in the future. So, to restock our bone meal in the turtle shop, I have spent the night AFK over here slicing skeletons, and look at that. 2 full shulker boxes of bone blocks. And since it's a new day, I thought I'd check for new deals, but they're still the same 2 on offer. Let's forget about Sahara now for now. We have the Undying game to talk about because, my friends, the results are in. 9 hermits participated in this game, and over on their channels you'll be able to see how they undertook each of the challenges that we put in front of them. So we had Doc M, False, Cub, Python, Corrales, Good Times with Scar, Impulse, Cleo, and Rendog taking on these challenges, and I have the results in hand. But we're being visited. Oh, hello there. The trades are so useless. Every time I see one of them, I think, yay, free Minecraft mobhead. Now, before we get to the results, I just want to talk through some of the flaws with this game. You see, it had a particular structure on how to play it. The hermits had to get in touch with me, and then I would kind of walk them through what to do and keep an eye on the whole game because there was issues with redstone. Not all the rules are explained over here, and I discovered some flaws while people were playing the game that needed to be amended. So I had a philosophy here, which was to build all of this as quick as I could and kind of get you a game rather than spending several episodes on it, right? And we discovered certain flaws along the way. For example, the totems of undying, they give you a regeneration effect, so when you've just exited a room, you have to kind of wait in the lobby for a little while, and that's one of the things that I want to address. Now, due to my quick and hasty setting up of the redstone, you can actually start and then stop the game by standing on the pressure plate here twice, and that actually happened with Good Times with Scar, so we've got to revise the entire stopping and starting of the game. A couple of players would also accidentally step on this pressure plate as well. So again, another reason we need to address how the whole redstone timing system works. Then we have this room where you can break blocks, unlike the rest of the game. So I told every single hermit there would be one level where you can break blocks and it would be obvious, and not every hermit treated this room the same way because of that. So that was a big flaw on my behalf. There's also the issue of mobs setting off pressure plates, so we'll have to use something different from that. We'll probably activate the game using a button this time. Now, our participants had some issues as well. One of them was forgetting to hold the totem in their hand, which I'm not sure what I can do to fix that. Another one was not thinking of the game as a tile trial and spending a lot of time talking about what to do in the rooms. That's probably like a content creator kind of mindset going on there. We need to make it more obvious that this is a time trial. And then last of all, there can be issues with your connection to the server. So we're going to have to ditch the Elytra challenge at the end, because this is one of the hardest things for some people. If you have a bad connection, you're not going to be able to take off. So we shall be revising the game for round 2, but first of all we're going to get into the scores. Those were of course created by these fast redstone clocks that were activated by the doors leading into the room, and they could have a maximum of 9 stacks in them, which is just a couple of minutes in the room. So it was possible to actually get a maximum score per room, even though it might have taken some hermits longer than others. So here in the first round, only Python was able to complete the challenge in under that maximum time from the redstone clock. So what went wrong in this room? Just about everything. I think parkour is tedious, it's a little overwhelming, and the hermits are doing their first challenge trying to kill themselves and perhaps not sussing out that you need to take the quickest route to take damage and then repeat it over and over again. And the damage that you take wasn't a lot, so that meant there was a lot of repetition, and it kind of set a bad tone. This wasn't the best of challenges. You know, when you make it yourself, you're never going to see it quite through other people's eyes. So I think next time a round of playtesting would be in order. Here in the second room, everyone fared a lot better, with only Rendog maxing out the clock and getting the full score on this round here. This challenge was my favourite of all of them, but because it requires resetting and I want to make the game work without that, this challenge is going to go. In fact, there's going to be no block breaking whatsoever when we revise this game. In this room, the one with 3 paths, it was Impulse who maxed out the clock, and that was because I believe he died without the totem, and Falsey absolutely aced this one, being one of the only hermits to go, I think, straight to the door after taking a whole bunch of damage. The reactions to this room were very mixed, and I think only one hermit sussed it out, that you could be on fire, you could take wither damage, and you could take damage from this source all at once. In the water room, things were far more balanced. Every time one of the hermits played this, I thought they did well in this room, so as you can see, the scores here were a lot more balanced. I think this challenge is mostly going to stay intact, but what we'll probably do is introduce glass and make it more of a maze challenge next time. Not one that's too complicated though. Impulse and Cleo had a bad time in this room, but everyone else got the idea. It was interesting to just see how far up people would fly, and I think Python had the strategy of flying up and then taking off his wings so he'd fall down as fast as possible. And since we have to scrap this one in its entirety, I have absolutely no idea what we're going to replace it with. And so those were the 5 rooms, and on your screen is the scores. Falsey finished first, so well done, False. You can see it was pretty close with Python, Cubfan and Scar, but I gotta say, Impulse, what is going on there? I totally thought Impulse would be one of the sharpest knives in the drawer for this, with all of his technical knowledge of the game. Now, I have always been very curious and interested in numbers and how they can be manipulated, and scoring systems and voting systems, and how there are many different ways to take a raw set of numbers and then churn out a different winner or a different score from it. And I was actually going to use this as an opportunity to go through loads of types of averages and scoring systems, but I realised that's very mathy and probably boring for a lot of people. So I've made just one example. What we have done is simply tallied up the raw time it took each of the hermits to do the rooms. So imagine that this is one room right here. An alternative scoring system could be to rank people in order like I've done, and then give the person who finishes first the most points. So here you can see it's quite neck and neck, whereas over here it looks like False has done 4 times better than Scar. And so I put together this alternate winner's score right here, which uses a system like that, where each hermit was given points for finishing first regardless of the difference between each of their scores. So what are the real scores? Well, you actually saw them on your screen already when I was showing you the first set of charts. So over here on this side, our mural is simply the winner's little podium, and False in first, Python in second, Cubfan in third with the gold, silver and bronze. Eventually for round 2 we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, but for now I made some little trinkets for the hermits to take home with them. So we have the overall winner, which was False, Forever Undying, and then we got the next 5 rounds, and I put in some little references to each of the challenges. Thought these were quite amusing. And then last of all, what do we have? Triple fail for Impulse, getting maximum points 3 times, and most points overall. So these are something they can come pick up, put the item frames in their base and display them somewhere. Okay, so now we get into renovating the game, and first of all, the redstone clock. I built one here that can't be accidentally double activated. So a hermit trying to get into the first room, if they press the button and they don't go through the door, they've got to press it again. This is our new system. We're going to use buttons so that mobs aren't able to walk on them. The redstone down below gets powered from this redstone block onto this line that goes all the way off in this direction. And it comes to the very back of the game area. This means that all 5 rooms are going to be timed together and not separate from one another. Now, in order to make this as simple as possible, I've gone with a dropper simply feeding into another container. So we've got a very simple clock here. I might adjust the time as it will give us more accuracy on the amount of blocks being moved from one side to another, which is essentially their timing. And over here you can see we've got a simple T flip-flop set up. So if this thing gets powered again, and I just happen to not have a power source with me, it can't change the status of the clock, which is perfect. And then over here it gets powered again, and guess where from? The button next to the exit, although I've put the button on the wrong side really, so I should definitely put that on the opposite side. That then stops the items from going from one side to the other. So the players will see this. Their score is over here, and when they've read the score they're going to move all the items back over to this side. Now the reason that I'm not automating them going back is because that would involve using a hopper, and then you'd have to wait quite some time for all the items to move back to the other side. And then what you'd also probably want to add is a comparator creating a redstone signal that goes all the way back to the beginning to let the player know that the items have drained from the hopper into the dropper and that it's ready to play. And that could take some time. We're actually going to include this line of redstone as well, just in case a hermit forgets to move the items from the dropper. So then we can have a lamp that's turned on and it says, if this lamp is turned on, you need to come over here and reset the timer. That has now been put into place, and so has many other things as well. My friends, it has been quite a long time since I last recorded. I've been doing so much over here. Let's check out the lobby that we have going on now. So, this is the lamp that is now hooked up with some redstone underneath. If it's lit, it means we need to go around the back and reset that timer. And then over here we've got a bunch of individualized instructions and hints and reminders that are then again kind of summarized over here in the book. If you would like to read the book and all of its rules and information, you can of course just pause the video and have a little bit of a read for yourself. Now some of the rules right here are actually sort of already iterated, as I said, and that's to really reinforce everything. So, bucket boxes. You can consume a milk bucket at full health only. The time trial reminder right here, just reminding them that it is a timed game. A reminder that there are 5 rooms in total. Over here, got to eat before you go in and play. There is a way to take totems, and when you take one out here, it replenishes, so there'll always be 5 totems for the player to take, and then they've got the place to deposit their items. Now you'll notice that we got this this red path down the middle here. I've actually made this flow through all of the levels. So if we jump over the back here and go down into this space, you can see that it comes through the corridor now and into the next level. The entrances are now open and free like this, and we'll talk about this challenge at another time. Right here, we've got the barrel with the milk in and the item frame to signify that. So it is late in the day and it has taken me an immense amount of time just to get this much done. I always set myself a goal and seem to fall behind it, right? So I have redesigned one of the levels, but the other 4 are still awaiting, and I need to wrap up this video and get it out to you. So I'm actually going to have to delay the opening of this. So I'm closing the entrance for now. I'm going to put a sign here. We'll let the other hermits know they can come pick up their trinkets. But this won't be open just yet. Next episode, first thing we're going to do is crank out the last 4 levels and open this game up. Now maybe, just maybe, I would have got those rooms done if I hadn't spent so much time placing down quartz blocks. And I'm not talking about quartz ore. Look over my shoulder here, you'll see that the lime tower has been constructed. So I couldn't leave Python hanging like that with that horrible nether quartz nether quartz tower. And so I came over here and I built the same design mirrored in lime. So what you're looking at here is what that nether quartz ore would look like once it's converted to a proper tower. Pretty cool, right? And that means Python's project here, oh wow, struggling to fly, is almost finished. Just need to change out that nether quartz ore, which I'll be doing soon. Yeah, that is it from me this episode, peeps. I hope you have enjoyed it. We'll be getting back to Tower Bay real soon. Man, this place is looking epic. It's going to be so exciting. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a like. Make sure you subscribe to catch more Hermitcraft episodes, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.